Strat's final stand. Will he get banned for good? Find out later in the show. Tonight, Devon's computer rage, Orlando and Strat take on the Super Cyclone Challenge again, and bloopers galore and a Force 13 music mix. Now I'm sure at one point in our lives we've all had fits of rage, especially when it comes to technology. At number 10, I think you know what I'm going to say next. Someone had quite a lot of rage when it came to a very faulty computer.
And then if you think I'm done with that, I'm not done with that. After that, once I realized that somehow the core of the PC is still standing, I'm going to take that and throw it into the fucking sun so it's finally deleted from all existence. I swear to God, this computer is retarded, Windows 8 is retarded, Skype is retarded, this fucking piece of shit is retarded.
It's taking forever for Skype to delete the Force 13 chat history, damn it. It's gonna take forever for that to delete. I think Devinson's on a legit rant. You know what else is shit, Devin?
I'm in some mystery call right now. I don't know where the fuck I am, who the fuck I'm talking to. They're probably listening to me right now, laughing their asses off. God knows what. My computer's completely frozen. I can't do shit. I'm on a fucking Skype call with somebody. You know what? Skype ruins everything. I don't want to fucking kill my computer and restart this shit. But what the fuck? Where's my fucking sledgehammer? Oh God.
You know what? Recording this. Jason, are you recording this? I was like, don't feel like writing my paper right now. I'm going to just hang around on this Skype call for a while. And then Devin somehow just popped onto the call and he just started rambling on about his computer being, well, broken, to say the least. And I believe I asked Jason to record this because I thought this is going to get interesting. And then I hear him say, I'm going to go get a sledgehammer. I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. Is he going to wreck his computer? And I just hear this banging noise. And he just goes ballistic about it. The core is still standing. I think he was trying to, before even the core is still standing, comment was like, I'm going to throw it into the sun. And I was like, oh, God. He's really going on he's going on an astronomy binge right now. Because I know at the time he was studying astrophysics at college, I believe. So I was like, okay, typical Devon comment, but I was just finding it hilarious how chaotic it was getting. How he would get this worked up about a computer.
I was having issues with Skype. The deafen function on Discord. That's basically what was going on Skype. And it was happening every single time. And I was just fed up with it.
Did you find your sledgehammer?
No, I didn't bring one to college.
Well, there's no conspiracy as to why I'm sitting here for this one. The fact of the matter is, for some reason, it was skipped over in my recordings earlier in the week for the top 10 and the top 100. So, in at number 8 is the first full-season animation that Force 13 ever produced. It was the 2009 animation. It has already been referenced once during this week. But take a look back at some of those very oldest, very first animations from what later became Force 13, because it wasn't back then. Sometimes I'm caught wondering how many people would watch these types of animations if they were still made today, as in this quality, or lack thereof. No zoom in on the map, terrible map quality, 4:3 ratio as if we're still on old televisions from the 60s. No, it doesn't look like Mercator projection, I can't quite tell on this graphic. Lots of islands are missed out, oversized text next to the storm, icons that don't rotate, a whole list and abundance of issues and problems that you would find with this animation would it have been uploaded today. So no one would have watched it. But everyone has to start somewhere. And indeed, 8 years later, it has taken that long to reach the stage that we're at now. It has been a very long time, a lot of trial and error, and a lot of work, and really a lot of finding out what works, and knowledge, and experience. And everyone needs a bit of that. It provided you with a whole worldview of everything that was going on, even if it wasn't a tropical storm. Prior to 2013, we only did updates on storms that were, I guess, mature. And indeed, the updates were much fewer back then than they are today. Well, the Tropical Weather Bulletin came along in 2013 and changed all that. Now, you're not the only one who's confused here. We sort of already did cover the Tropical Weather Bulletin earlier on in the Top 100 countdown, but that was supposed to be talking about just the rebranding phase that we did in 2018. The Tropical Weather Bulletin first started in 2013, as mentioned, 6 days prior to the start of the Atlantic hurricane season, and boy, it felt special at the time. Force 13 music had only just begun, and my narrations were only a few months old as well. Things were really starting to change on the project in early 2013, and that's why we've put it so high up on our list.
Invest 91E in the Eastern Pacific.
The first Tropical Weather Bulletin isn't too far divorced from the Tropical Weather Bulletins that you see today in real terms. You still get to see the same things, just presented differently. Then you got to see the whole world on the satellite imagery to see what storms were active around the world, what invests were active as well. It did get a little bit tedious sometimes when there wasn't anything on the satellite imagery, and it meant I had to fill in time for a little while whilst nothing appeared. I thought that was quite amusing. And plenty of other features appeared during the Tropical Weather Bulletins as well.
Surface temperatures, you can see here, very warm temperatures, 28 degrees or above, over many parts of the Eastern Pacific and the Atlantic. But let's look at Invest 91E, which is currently still going. It's not likely to develop, or at least not.
We'll be bringing back the 2018 version of the Tropical Weather Bulletin over this winter. At number 7, do you remember during the Hyperworld Football when Marcel was crying because Colombia lost 4-0 to Chile? Well, try out his real national team during the World Cup in 2018. If you don't follow football, Colombia and England were in the last 16 of the World Cup 2018. England beat Colombia on penalties. How did they manage that? They never win on penalties. And Marcel, ho 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 ho. There was a lot of anger from him.
Why did you stop to me?
Hi Marcel. Hi Marcel, how are you?
Why?
straight
now.
further from God.
I just ended up muting that.
No, don't. This is.
No. Here's what we're generally gonna do. When that unwashed shower play again, we're all Sweden. We are all
Oh,
Sweden.
sweet.
I just need to provide some context for the future viewers as we do a blooper reel again this year.
Colombia lost, and
No!
And that's his reaction.
But here's the thing. In all honesty, Colombia completely capitulated. They literally just capitulated.
Well, I tell you something, it takes a special kind of stupid to lose to England on penalties. They gave Colombia the chance by missing one penalty, and then Colombia going to miss a penalty. Missed two, didn't they? Oh. Marcel, your critique on the game.
Amazing. Thank
Could
you
you-
for the insight.
Could you speak a little bit slower, please?
Make the goals! Please! No more, please!
Oh my god.
The equalizer.
Fantastic.
Yes, the equalizer in extra time that shouldn't have happened because the game was f***ing over.
At the end of normal.
No, it wasn't. Not now. The time it's
It was half.
You don't start when it hits 90. You keep
Marcia,
going until that final whistle.
You can win against Colombia because as long as it's not England, you can just piss it at them.
Here's,
You can win against Colombia, but not in front of Marcel.
ladies and gentlemen, we just like to say right now, cocaine, not even once.
Not even once.
So Marcel.
Marcel was genuinely in tears though. He was.
Now, but
genuine.
here's the big question, Marcel. Which Colombia player is going to get shot?
Oh!
Oh my god.
Well,
What
surely
are
you're
you
surely
doing?
you're going to
Nathan,
shoot one of
you
them as a result.
madman. You're a madman for asking that.
Yes, hello, Colombia is the worst football team in the world.
Well, they missed-
So,
well, they missed
There's
the-
worse
So,
there's worse than that.
Nathan, what
There is
reaction
worse
do you
than
think
that.
was worse? When he choked the Super Cyclone Challenge, or this?
this is much worse.
Oh, this is a lot.
This is.
I didn't even hear the start of it.
There's only one time that I can remember that has been worse than this,
Hmm.
and that was Wawata 3, Colombia 1.
I don't know if that was worse than this.
Wawata 3, Colombia
That was
1.
that was televised,
Well,
wasn't it?
tune in 4 years'
I
time
believe
when
so.
Marcel will get even more triggered.
Marcel was much littler back then.
Oh dear.
Oh God! Dear God Almighty!
Just a note, Marcel is 16 years old. But it can hit Colombian fans of any age. They were crying on the television as well.
You know what Marcel
Rumor,
versus
rumor has is that Colombian babies coming out of the womb were crying.
Oh.
Is that plaid?
And there's Devon.
Marcel, you're not from Pennsylvania. You're not allowed to wear plaid.
What's a plant?
What you're wearing.
He wears that shirt quite often.
Oh, that's fake. Never mind.
Yes. Now, Devon, you may have an opinion because the referee was American. Any thoughts?
Well, you
No.
would think. Well, you would think that the American would definitely be more biased towards Colombia, you know, to get back at those freaking imperialists. But, no, apparently not. I heard that England got a lot of favorable calls.
Well, he
and
did
pretty much
complain.
Every single Colombian player had a yellow card or something.
Almost. He did complain
Six of them
about.
did.
He did complain about the Colombian wall a few times. I do have to keep reminding people, Marcel is 16 years old, believe it or not. Damn.
I couldn't take it. My ears can only bleed so much before I start getting woozy.
No.
At number 6, it was one of the most shocking things that we've ever seen in the Gulf of Mexico. Certainly in recent years. Hurricane Michael. Its intensity rate, its landfall, how it kept that intensity all the way, kept intensifying all the way as well. We'd like to talk a little bit about Michael.
So with Hurricane Michael, first off, with the landfall stream coverage that Hank and I did, I think we knocked it out of the park. Again, that's something that I'm really proud of, and I know he's really proud of, and we both did a fantastic job given the circumstances. It was just both of us. It was another Patricia-like scenario where we were both just dumbfounded, like, holy God, this thing was like a nothing 2 days ago, and now all of a sudden we've got a Category 4/Category 5 making landfall in Florida. We see the 917 millibar pressure, and it's like strongest United States landfall since 1969.
And then you got a storm like Michael. It feels out of place, but at the same time, it's just, I mean, really, like, I think Devin said it perfectly at the end of that stream, that he covered the two most extreme type of storms you ever see in the Western Hemisphere, and the other one he covered was Patricia. Yeah, that's basically, yeah, he's right. I mean, putting aside the debate of whether or not Michael was a 5, whether it was 4, I mean, honestly, who cares? I mean, it was a horrible storm either way, and that's pure wind damage. It was essentially just a huge EF4 tornado just parked over Panama City for 2-3 hours. That's essentially what Michael was. And our coverage, I felt, was really good. I mean, we did excellent with Florence earlier on. We could just done better with Michael because it was a shorter range threat. Like, I mean, for Florence, we were tracking this thing for about 10 days up to when it struck North Carolina. But for Michael, we didn't have much time, so we were able to kind of hone in on it and, basically just tell people what exactly to expect and what exactly the storm is going to do with more precision than we were able to do with Florence. Now, obviously, the storm ended up surpassing everyone's expectations, but, I mean, what can you do? Unlike Harvey, I don't really know anyone that lives in that area, so it doesn't hit as close to home for me. But, just seeing all these damage pictures, I mean, it was definitely a very heart-wrenching sight for me to watch, to say the least.
Ever remember when Force 13 videos were drab and dull, the graphics weren't so great, sometimes there was no sound at all? In 2013, shortly after my first narrations on Storm Updates, came the first music, and, at the very beginning it felt great to have those first pieces of music, and quite a few came on after that. When you compare it to now, I guess there's been a lot more better compilations that have been made, but some of the old ones still stand out as well. We'd like to raise a glass to all of Force 13's music over the last 5 years. I'd possessed some music software for several years, and by 2013 I was looking at it again. I'd attempted to make music tracks previously on this software, but at the time it was too complicated until I did find the time to get my head around it in 2013 and made the first song. I enjoyed making it so much it was complete on the same day that it had begun. The creative part though, the animation, or whatever you want to call this sequence of storm images, the 500 storms in 8 minutes, that took quite a bit longer. Of course, first of all they all had to be sourced and then they all had to be put together, so that took I think several days, can't quite remember myself. And this is the first debut of any musical composition on the channel. I don't think I need to say anything more about Force 13's music. I think everyone knows all about it. Some people like it more than others, and it's there, it is what it is. At number 4 is the day that started it all, and the backstory behind the launch of Force 13 on the 30th of November 2011. We're now going to take you back in time as best we can with today's software and, well, not very much of it. It will give you a sort of like a very crude look at what things were like back then, and the start of Force 13. Well, everything has to start somewhere. In truth, of course, everything had already started, because the previous year animations had started to be produced on a previous channel, a channel that didn't really have anything to do with hurricanes. Well, by the time November 2011 came around, some people knew that we were planning to do our first Hurricane Week in 2011. That didn't come off in the end, not enough work was done on time, and the feature was cancelled. So, as a result, to avoid such a humiliation of the cancellation of Hurricane Week 2011, it was decided that instead it would be a surprise launch of a new channel, and the channel would be actually themed around the work that had been done for the Hurricane animations, and it would be called Force 13. Maybe not everyone knows the origin of the name. Well, quite simple. It is, I can confirm, based on the Beaufort scale, how it only goes up to 12, at least here in the UK, and that Force 13 would be, in a word, one better. Well, since then, I did discover that some other areas have Beaufort scales that are altered to go higher than 13. Well, that was a bit of an oversight, but still the message is clear, and the project's name has stuck. No name changes are on the schedule anytime soon. Well, I haven't let you Patricia fans down. It's at number 3. Our Patricia coverage went through the day on October 23rd, 2015, as it was making its historic peak and it was moving in towards land. You may remember that I covered a few hours during the day, followed by Devon, who picked up the live stream because I was on a flight. Great timing. This is what it looked like.
Hello and welcome to Force 13 Live, where we are going to talk about very dangerous, potentially catastrophic Hurricane Patricia coming very close to the western Mexican coastline.
So Force 13's coverage on Hurricane Patricia could be basically begin and end with me, because you went on vacation that day. And I was forced to cover a 215 mile per hour hurricane, well, operationally 200 mile per hour, but still, the NHC has never put out a 200 mile an hour advisory. And remembering that recon mission that ended up going into Patricia and finding the 879 millibar reading, watching the video of the hurricane hunters going through, and knowing that their data actually ended up getting completely wiped out and they had to reconstruct all the data on that mission. It was just a crazy day all throughout. Basically, as soon as I was done with classes for the day, I was on doing the live stream for that.
This storm was one of many in 2015 that gave us a kick towards really wanting to improve our coverage the following year. And then, it bore the fruit in 2016 when the coverage did become much better, and even the storm updates. They improved a little bit, but generally they didn't change very much because we still had the 2015 format up until the big change when that happened in 2017.
17.3 degrees north, 105.6 degrees west as of 12 PM UTC on October 23rd. The storm is expected possibly to intensify yet more, believe it or not, before making landfall in Mexico, and we expect this landfall now to be undoubtedly a Category 5 landfall.
I think when you isolate things and how much progress was made during a live event, I always call it the time when Force 13 came of age. And this is why it's number 2 in Force 13's top 100 unforgettable moments. The Matthew coverage in 2016, which I can guarantee you did save lives, and we here at Force 13 are immensely proud of that fact. Force 13's continuous coverage on Hurricane Matthew started on October the 3rd, 2016 at 4 PM Eastern Time. That would have been 9 PM here in the UK, and went through all the way until 8 AM in the UK the following morning. I was there the whole time, as you may be well aware. In the following days after that, for the whole week, 5 days in total, we were there from 10 AM Eastern Time right the way through until midnight. Every night, and then during the night hours there would be 2 updates at 3-hour intervals, I believe it was, during the night into the morning hours during Hurricane Matthew. That storm was huge workload and massive on the live streaming. Now, we may well have done the same with Hurricane Florence in 2018, but because so many things were going on elsewhere, and because we had a different way of doing things where videos would be uploaded as well as live streaming, things were a little bit different, and so the Florence coverage still doesn't quite reach the heights of the Hurricane Matthew coverage in terms of actual hours spent on the air. Matthew was totally crazy. 52 hours of that week I spent talking.
Because, I mean, I was around during 2010 to 2012. I was kind of here and miss, so, I tracked Irene, I tracked Sandy, but Matthew was really the first big storm that I paid 100% attention to, I guess. It was, for me, it was both incredible and heartbreaking at the same time, just to see, what it was able to do in the Caribbean and what it was able to do in Haiti. That was horrible for me to watch, and then being fearful of it, basically raking up the Florida East Coast, which fortunately did not happen, but it was that close to happening, and that was something that, was really my first big storm for both Force 13 and for me, myself. And then, obviously, the flooding up in the Carolinas was also a big feat to behold. At the time, I thought, Matthew, like, this is the storm of the decade, I guess.
The coverage for Matthew was pretty much as good as we could get at the time. Our live streaming capabilities were really only getting mildly tested at the time. We had nowhere near the capabilities that we do now. And everybody on the team was also putting their own recorded updates. I put a couple of updates out there because, yes. And those updates were great. You should really go see them. But seriously, the updates were good, and I think overall we did a really good job covering Matthew through the Haiti landfall, through the Bahamas, going off the coast of Florida, especially around the Jacksonville area. And then I don't remember if we did too much coverage for the impacts in North and South Carolina.
Well, at number one is, I guess, as most objectively as possible, the best thing we've ever made. It's got the most views. The 2017 Atlantic hurricane season animation, soon to be followed by the 2018 Atlantic hurricane season. Our polls show that the best kind of video for Force 13 to upload are full season animations, and so there is a massive craze when the end of the year rolls around and Force 13 uploads its end of year videos, most notably of course the Atlantic. At the time it set the record for the quickest video on the channel to ever reach 100 views and is now the most popular video ever on the channel. Not a surprise really, and it was a fantastic video as well. We rolled out all of our best effects for the 2017 Atlantic hurricane season animation, and pretty soon I can tell you conclusively that it's not going to be immediately, but in about a week or so we will be seeing the 2018 Atlantic hurricane season animation, provided that no more storms are likely to form in the Atlantic.
It's interesting to see the change in the graphics and see how much better they've gotten, because we have another team member that does like, a little bit of animation but they don't really do vivid. And they've kind of been able to successfully mimic what we had last year at this time, at the end of the Atlantic hurricane season. And the improvements are just massive since then. You know, it looks much less like, you know, static-y really, I guess is the way to put it. It's not really just pixels rotating. It's actual fluid motion, per se. And I absolutely love it. And the animation was great, don't get me wrong. It's the most viewed video on our channel now, right?
Well, tell us what your number ones are. Send your message through live to Force 13 on the chat section. This is Force 13 Live, the final night, and I'm sure it's going to be quite an interesting night as we introduce our team right now. Is it the same faces as last time? Oh, it probably is. Who have we got tonight?
Me!
Who said me? Marcel.
Marcel.
Great start. Yep, so same people. There they are. Isaac is the only difference. Isaac.
Hi.
So.
Hello, Marcel, again.
I didn't realize that'd be number one, but it makes sense.
Well, it's so difficult picking the number one. What would make the most sense to choose as number one? So we want to hear what everyone else's number ones are as well.
Leaking the 2018 hurricane season.
Well, that was the intention, just in case it was ready on time. It isn't, though.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
There's no way anyone wants to ban me.
Excuse me? Everyone wants to ban Marcel.
Ban Marcel.
See,
Don't ban Marcel. It's stress.
Crikey, why have they got it in for Marcel?
Number one for me is either, you know, the animation, because that just, you know, so much effort and it's got the most views.
Or,
you know, over 3% of our subscribers come from that one video.
Or
the Florence coverage, just because the quality gotten so much better. You know,
I thought you would have said your argument with Nelson or something.
No, that should have been the top 30, but...
And Nelson
but,
is here.
The level of coverage has stepped up so much to a whole new level. And, you know, the way that we were able to alternate between, I think it was 3 or 4 hours of live discussion per day, and the automated streaming service did the rest, and with like 4, 5, 6 updates a day as well in between, was just a lot of hard work that really managed to pay off. It showed how far we'd really come.
All right, shall we get on to... Shall we get on to the news?
Oh, there goes Marcel.
No idea.
Yeah.
Shall we get on to the news?
Yes.
Alright, the news is tonight. You out there, for some reason, have voted quite solidly, 84%, to bring Strat and Orlando back to the Super Cyclone Challenge tonight.
Viewers are the worst.
Nelson just said the viewers are the worst there.
Whoa! That's not very nice to them.
So 84% of you said that the Strat and Orlando should have the chance to play again, so they're going to play again.
Alright.
And everyone wants you to do worse than last time.
Wait, what?
Everyone wants us to do worse
What?
than Tropical Storm.
With one question.
They're
What's going on
assuming
here?
that- they're hoping that we took the risk lifeline.
And lost it all.
Question 1, Risk Lifeline.
Well,
Someone said Strat is getting banned if he doesn't reach Category 1. Oh,
wow.
no. Oh, God.
Well, someone was even
Wow.
worse than that in the comments last night. They said Strat should get banned if he doesn't get to Category 3.
Oh, I'm scared. At 1, that's a really hard task.
So we're gonna have to see how well he does and then make a decision, hey?
Oh, no.
Oh, damn.
Should we do it now or
No,
wait a
no,
while?
guys. Let's just...
Oh, also,
You're doing it again?
Also, he's doing it again. Can you believe it?
Oh dear, oh my goodness.
Also, that auction that we launched last night for a limited edition Force 13 mug is still going out there. It's up to £20. I've no idea
Me
why.
and Nelson had a bidding war.
Did you know?
Yep, they did.
Yes.
So,
he tapped out at £20 because he's a coward.
proceeds from that product go straight back into the project to make next year even better. Here's hoping.
Yeah, it's It's $20 right now, pounds, and it's $25 United States at the moment.
Yeah,
as of
it's
this.
quite an expensive
Yeah,
mug.
Guys, the link to the mug is in the chat. You want a Legacy Force 13 mug.
It is indeed. These won't ever be going out again. Only 6 of them. And you'll get one.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
Okay, that guy's getting... Someone called me a fat freak.
Great. I'm sorry, I think that was Nelson trying to speak there, was it?
I was applauding Hurricane Michael for his comment.
Are you serious?
Oh, terrible.
He's applauding the person that called me a fat freak.
Blimey.
Oh, wow.
And there's the band strat bid there from Tropical Cyclone 100 from
If you put
50,000 to
£100,000
$100,000.
or £80,000 on the mug, we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, Strat's gonna live off a payoff then for a while, I guess.
If you put £80,000 on the mug bid, we'll see what happens. And I'm watching it right now. It's still only at £20.
Yeah, that's not gonna
You're
happen.
Not living up to your promise at all. Very
Oh, someone just said that Nelson was the... Well, they spelt it wrong, but Kim Jong-un of Force 13. I don't know how you work that one out.
Oh, you timed him out. Wow.
Just a minute, what was that, Nelson?
He was just sent to a re-education camp.
Oh, right, I see.
I remember Bermuda Club said when will 2018 what might have been for East Pacific and Atlantic.
After the originals?
Well, it's going to be in December at some point. We just don't know when yet.
People are requesting to get the fridge out of my room.
Well, actually, I don't know if the East Pack will be out in December because I think it's quite likely we'll see a Central Pacific storm over there this month. So we're sort of hanging on that one.
Do models show that at all?
Probably not, but the Atlantic, climatology does. The Atlantic one will be out first, I can guarantee you that. Now, last year it came out on December the 9th. It's probably going to be somewhere close to that date again this year, but we don't yet know. As soon as we do, you will.
Alright.
We're seeing requests in the stream to ban my fridge.
Yep, Strat's fridge should be banned. Let's have a look at it there.
Why? There's nothing wrong with it. It
shouldn't be in your room.
What's on your bed? Hold on a minute.
Oh, I got Christmas.
Is that where you store your Flex Seal?
No. See, tonight was my
Flex
first night
Seal.
of Hanukkah.
Disappointed.
Tonight was my first night of Hanukkah, and I got
God,
Christmas
if I don't
socks
get my
for
can of
Hanukkah.
like
Wow.
Yeah, I got Christmas socks for the
Christmas
first night of Hanukkah.
socks.
Yes, I got the red Santa ones.
Cool.
I got the snowflakes right
Oh,
here.
for goodness sake.
I even got the Christmas tree in the car. You see, you got all 3 of these. It's pretty.
Christmas tree and a car. Is it in the car or what?
Yeah, the Christmas tree's on top of the car.
Oh, I couldn't
And we
quite
got the-
tell.
We got the rad Santa. We got
Wait,
the
you can't
snowflakes.
drive, Strat. You failed your driving test.
Don't tell anyone about that.
Strat failed his driving test. How
Well, everyone
Yeah, he did.
accidentally knows
Wow.
now, Strat.
God damn
Wow.
it wasn't
It's
my
okay, 'cause I
fault.
probably.
What
It's okay,
happened,
Strat,
Strat?
because I probably will never drive.
Okay, so we're going, and I'm
You know,
leaving
Strat,
the-
I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed
I'm
in you for
leaving the
one thing.
parking lot, and I have the right of way, and this guy cuts me off, so I slam on the brakes. Then with these dead eyes, the guy looks over at me, and he's like, I had to hit the brakes. That means I had to stop an accident. The test is over. And he just made me back up and go back to the parking spot.
You
So I'm assuming
literally
you said it in
just
the most
moved from
dead-
your starting point.
Yes!
Oh my god.
And he said it with the most
wasn't
dead
my
expression
fault.
on his face.
Yeah, they hate their jobs.
Oh,
When-
dear,
you
dear.
know,
Ooh, comment just
Strat,
came
I'm
in
really-
there. Just a minute. Comment just came in.
Oh.
Strat, your fridge is hiding a big secret.
Do you want to see
yes.
what's
Oh, let's
Open
check
it
his
up.
fridge.
Yeah, open it up.
Okay,
Wow.
alright, hold up. Let's get
Open the fridge up.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh my.
Oh,
So,
and get the webcam too.
we're going for a journey.
We're going for
I don't know how much this can see, but...
Strat's
we
fridge,
just got
folks.
some water, and a Gatorade.
No, we
in there.
wanna
It's pretty
see it.
empty right
Yeah,
now.
we
We
wanna
have
We want to
see
see
it.
the insides of it.
we know we need to. If there's no flex seal in there, we're gonna start ban Strat again.
Yep.
If there's no flex seal in there, we're gonna ban
Why is he
Strat.
putting the
Strat,
things
if I
on the
don't
outside of the fridge?
By tomorrow, then you
It's
banned.
good stuff. It's good stuff.
That's
Alright.
true. You probably don't have flex
Hey
seal in there, so.
Strat, someone
Probably
just...
does it so bad,
David
Strat.
Foster just
Alright.
said it'll be the bodies of his victims on
Strat.
Guess the Storm that are in the fridge.
Oh,
Whoa!
oh my
Ouch.
gosh.
Ooh, that's a bit.
Wow.
That's a bit out there.
I mean, I just checked
Ooh.
the fridge. pretty
Alright, you know, we can't move on this Strat saga. We've got to get a definitive answer. So let's see if we can get an answer a little bit clearer by seeing how well he did with Orlando in the Super Cyclone Challenge today.
Rematch.
Can't
You
believe they did
ready?
it again.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
my
not
goodness.
really fair though.
Ban Strat
It isn't
again.
very fair, but the viewers have decided to do it.
Ban Strat
It was
again.
overwhelming.
Where's that comment you
I
said?
think
With
they did it just to see
84%.
him actually fail again.
So, well
Everybody
done,
put hashtag ban
viewers.
Strat on there.
Oh, hey, how
Put
about
hashtag
this?
ban Strat because of this.
Well
Should
done,
we
viewers. We
ourselves-
get to see it again. Hashtag ban viewers.
Ban all
Maybe not.
viewers.
Going a bit fast.
Yes.
Bit far. Here it is, Super Cyclone Challenge, Episode 6, that should never have happened, featuring Strat and Orlando again.
Stratifier.
Press the right button,
As
maybe.
well.
That might help. Here it is.
As
Another
well.
challenge as
Hello and welcome to another unfortunate Super Cyclone Challenge presented by me, Nathan Foy. It's the 6th one of the week, and why on earth are we doing a 6th one? Well, it's because about 84% of you voted to bring back Strat and Orlando. So, they have. Oh, I'm sorry, I just need to fade you up. We weren't hearing you. Start again.
there's a lot of people saying ban Strat in the comments of the
Yeah.
votes.
But yet
There's
they
a
were
lot of
saying
people
yes,
saying
so I didn't
they
get that
only want
personally.
Orlando. There's people saying that they want to see me get a negative score. There's a Roblox person that claimed that
You
I
can't
said
get
their
a
name
negative
wrong.
score. So here's where we're at. The joke's on me, guaranteed, because I have to bring Strat back. Now, I don't know who else the joke is on so far. It's either on Strat, because the viewers think he's going to do rubbish and he's going to prove them right, or the joke's on the viewers when Strat does really well.
We're going to do really well.
So we're going to find out what happens here. Now,
Our
I'm
goal
going
is to get to category 1 this time.
I'm going to have to
We can do it.
disappoint everyone and tell them that we're going to start at 40 miles an hour because I really can't be bothered. It's a formality, the first 4 questions are so ridiculously easy, and you hadn't used any lifelines by that point, so I think it's fair to begin at question number 5, okay?
Okay.
Are you both ready?
Probably.
If you get the first question right, you get the 5th lifeline, the double dip. Here is question number 5 for 50 miles an hour at the beginning of stage 2. Here it is. 100 knots corresponds to what Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale category? Is it category 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3.
3, final answer.
100 knots.
Fine.
Final answer?
Yeah.
It's locked in. 53 seconds left. It is the right answer for 50 miles an hour. So that was much less tense than last night, wasn't it, Strat?
Yeah.
When you thought you had the wrong answer.
Yeah.
And then you did get the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Next question gets you to 60 miles per hour. Here it is. What was the B name of the 2016 Atlantic hurricane season? Was it Brett, Bertha, Bonnie, or Ban Strat?
I was gonna say it was Bonnie or Beryl, but since Ban Strat is an option, it's Bonnie, right?
Orlando, you're muted.
Oh. Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I believe it's Bonnie.
Final answers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was gonna be Beryl or Bonnie, but then the other option was Ban Strat, so I'm gonna go with Bonnie too. Final.
It is the right answer. Yes, well done. Hooray!
That's where we were last time.
You got it, and your webcam's glitching again, Strat. What's going on?
It's your OBS. It's not me.
No, it's you.
Yeah, it's fine for me.
It's
I see my
you.
head going back and forth just fine.
Well, let's see if it's better when we change the server region then. But we did this last time and it still didn't work.
US East. Yes, we're on my server.
That is a bit better actually, so that should work. Jesus Christ, Strat. Another minute on the clock for the next question, which will get you to 70 miles an hour. Question number 7. Which of these Atlantic storms, I'm sorry, was retired without reaching hurricane intensity? Is it Erica, Agnes, Ingrid, or Stan?
I think it's Erica.
It has to be Erica.
Is it?
It's Erica.
Erica, Agnes, Ingrid, or Stan?
Well, let's go with Erica.
Final answer.
Final.
Jeez, Strat, you're so uncertain with these things.
I was being sarcastic.
Well, no. I mean, you should have been uncertain because you might have misheard me say Allison in the answers. But Erica is the right answer in this case. 70 miles an hour.
We're finally getting somewhere.
We're going somewhere.
And not a lifeline used yet, so you've got all 5. Here is the next question. For hurricane status. What is the wettest storm to make landfall on the US mainland? Is it Amelia, Harvey, Florence, or Allison?
It's either Harvey or Allison, right?
It's Harvey.
Is it?
Yes, definitely. It's like on record books. You should know this.
Okay, alright, Harvey. Let's go.
Your good webcam didn't last very long, Strat. It is the right answer. Category 1.
There we go.
There you go. Happy now.
We're finally getting places.
Alright. On these next questions, you'll have 1 minute and 20 seconds to confer and give me the right answer. What was the deadliest Atlantic hurricane of the 20th century? Is it Hurricane Fifi, the 1900 Galveston hurricane, the 1928 Okeechobee hurricane, or Hurricane Mitch?
I mean, the only one I really know about is Mitch, but I don't really know the answer here.
This is for the Atlantic, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
deadliest Atlantic hurricane of the 20th century. Fifi, Galveston, Okeechobee, or Mitch?
Hurricane Mitch, final answer.
Okay, Mitch, final answer.
You're going with Orlando, Strat. Is he the brighter
Should we
of the
use
two of
Lifeline
you?
just to make sure, though?
You've just said final answers.
Oh no, I did.
Is Orlando the brighter one of the two of you? Is he Strat?
I hope so.
He is. It's the right answer. 80 miles an hour. What was that phrase?
I don't know.
Double.
So can you just remind us, Strat, how long have you been out of bed today?
As of the time that this recording started, 18 minutes.
Great.
I've been up for about 3 hours, so.
That's why he's doing so much better than you, Strat. Here's the next question for 90 miles an hour. How many storms were retired from the 1988 Atlantic hurricane season? Is it none, 1, 2, or 3?
I don't know.
Maybe think about the storms that are in that season.
I don't know the storms in that season.
I guess this time we need to use our lifeline.
Yeah, we gotta use a lifeline.
Okay, 1 minute on the clock. Which lifeline are you going to go with? 5 at your disposal.
Which one do you think is best?
I don't know. I only understand one of them well enough.
Right, so there's the 50-50 lifeline, which is quite obvious. Flip the question, you change the question that's on the screen. The risk lifeline, oh god. The double dip, where you get to choose one answer and then you get to choose another if it's wrong. And the half-time lifeline, which is sort of like a last-ditch thing, puts you on to the next question, halves your time limit.
Do you want to just flip the question?
I guess.
Alright, we're flipping the question.
Blimey. Okay, the question has been flipped. Let's see what we've got instead. Here's another question then for 90 miles per hour. Here it is. Which of these names has not been retired in the Atlantic? Is it Klaus, Ione, Thomas, or Omar?
Well, Tomas is in use, I know that. So it can't be that one. Not sure about the others though.
Wait, so what was
Which of these names has not been retired in the Atlantic? Klaus, Ione, I think it's Ione, Thomas, or Omar?
Tomas is in use, I know that.
Then isn't that what he's asking for?
He's saying which? Are you saying which one isn't retired?
Yes, which of these names has not been retired?
Oh, well then it's gotta be Tomas.
Final answers.
Yeah.
38 seconds left on the clock. When you get locked in, your final answers there. Strat, what makes you so sure?
Wasn't it used in the 2012 season?
Stratifier.
Yeah.
You just picked the wrong answer. Tomas was retired in 2010.
That makes a lot of sense then, because I was thinking that it was either I was thinking about Omar originally, because I don't remember that ever being like a special storm whatsoever, and
that is the right answer. Omar was the right answer.
God.
This is what happens when you trust Strat.
Yes.
What do you mean? You could have just told me you didn't think that was the answer.
Yeah, but then again, you know.
The problem last time is you weren't assertive enough.
Well, because you're like, oh well, it's still in use. So I'm like, okay,
I'm willing to let you say things. I'm a pretty low confidence person.
Oh god.
Well, then you should have not been so like certain then.
I wasn't.
Well, you sounded really certain.
No.
With that being said, it's your fault we lost again.
Yes, it is Strat's fault that we've lost again. Strat, one of the people in the comments section said that you needed to get to Cat 3 or that you'd be banned.
Oh no.
You only got to 75 miles an hour in the end, Strat.
No. No.
Yeah, we're banning him for 24 hours.
What? No.
Yes.
Right, we're going to submit the banning proposals to the board.
Wait, before we go, I'd like to mention, we got the limited edition mug on sale right now on eBay.
Can't you do it in the bloody stream tonight, Strap? God's sake.
Well, this is on the stream tonight.
And you're going to be on the stream as well, aren't you? Unless you're banned by then, maybe.
Yeah, we need to make sure he's banned. We're going to have another... No, actually, I have an idea. We have another poll tonight, and it decides if Strat gets banned for 24 hours.
Oh my god.
No. We have to ask what everyone's favorite moment of F13 week was.
Orlando, but they wanted him to play another game of the Super Cyclone Challenge. I think they won, by the way, because you lost.
God We did better than last time.
You're the laughing stock yet again, Stratifier.
You know what? You know what? No, I'm gonna prove you wrong right now. I'm gonna screen share this.
What?
I think this is the laughing stock.
Me?
Yes.
Well, I already admitted that today.
Also, wait, this guy's a laughing stock.
Oh yeah? Yeah, that Nelson guy.
Yeah.
Great.
Who's he?
Well, that's got nothing to do with this game, Strat. You lost. 75 miles an hour is what they go away with. Orlando, please come back later another time for the singles game. I'm sure you'll do much better than Strat. That's all from us. We're back to the studio. Good night. So there you have it. Strat failed again.
Before we give an update on anything else, I'd like to give an update on the mug. Someone is out-beating me, and it's not Nelson.
Great.
It's a new person.
Unless Nelson is making an alt account to screw with me.
This is Force 13 Live. We're back in the studio with myself, and we don't really want Strat to be the star of the show, but I get the impression that Strat is going to end up being the main person that we want to talk to on the show. Strat, I spend hours writing those questions, and you can only get to 60 miles an hour and then 90 miles an hour.
Look, I said this earlier, and I'll say it again. My leader-esque personality doesn't really mix well with my lack of knowledge of cyclones. Right? That makes complete sense, right?
What?
No.
Wait, what?
Sorry, my
leader and kind of my personality doesn't really mix well with my lack of cyclone knowledge. And who put this poll in the main channel that this strat must go right? Yes, yesterday.
Who's done that? It wasn't me.
It's yes, yesterday, or straight to Hades, no speed bumps, no detours.
Oh my goodness. This is out. That was Nelson.
So far we got comments. We got someone saying straight to Hades, saying no other applicable options. Someone said yes. Strat, you had your chance.
Anyway, Strat, I can tell you who that bidder is. It's Lee.
Is it actually?
Yep. So you're going to be outbid by Lee, Strat.
Oh, he outbid me at 23. Let's go 24.
Oh God. Now we don't condone gambling on Force 13.
Alright, I'm at 26. I'm at 26 pounds. I'm at the top again.
We don't condone gambling on Force 13. But if you do wanna, if you do feel that you want to be generous and you want to bid on that mug, go right ahead and see if you can get it.
Too expensive for me.
It probably is for most people now, to be honest. Even for me, if I was buying the mug.
We got 27 votes and 12 comments on this already.
Yeah, well, of course. If you go to community tab on our main Force 13 channel.
Someone said ban Orlando. Someone said ban Orlando.
Well.
They blamed him for it.
No.
It's about,
I'd blame
about
Strat.
$45 if you include the tax increase.
It's not tax, it's shipping.
That's what I mean.
Okay, I take offense to someone with an inflated Roblox profile picture calling me a noob. I take offense to that.
Oh man.
Wow.
Draco Rodriguez, a guy with a Roblox profile picture, in all caps calls me a noob. I take heavy offense to that.
That's amazing, Strat. A fight with an 11-year-old.
Man.
Oh.
No, I'm not.
That should be in a headline,
isn't
it?
I'm offended by that. Like, why?
Alright, David, have you got anything to say? It's your only chance to get a word in edgeways tonight, by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
I've been sitting here quietly, focusing
Biding your
on
time.
the topical scene and listening to the antics going on in the studio.
Have you counted?
Live.
Have you counted how many times you've appeared on our week so far? Any idea?
Well, I was on last night, but I didn't talk, so I've been here every night.
Yeah, I know you've been here every night, sure.
Yeah, but unfortunately, go on.
Well, most people remember you for the floppy disk incident, and I don't suppose you want
Thank you, Nathan.
mention that tonight.
How about you and I coming to some agreement on getting you on the Super Cyclone Challenge after 3 years of asking you?
It's not down to me. I can't write my own questions.
Well,
have Hank write them for you. And then Hank will be the question.
Oh my god.
Also, I'd like to point out.
Okay. I will say.
Your record. What about Guess the Storm?
No, he's talking about.
The viewers win, didn't you, mate?
He's talking about Hank, David.
I will say a super reported thing.
Apology. No, well, we couldn't have Strat mining the question.
No, we couldn't. I want Marcel to speak now. Strat.
Can I point out?
Strat, shut up. Marcel wants to speak. Marcel, go.
I will bet this money for the. I will bet this money for the mug.
What money? How much money are you bidding, Marcel?
$0.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Might as well keep it then.
To the people that are saying that, like, oh, I'm so terrible I didn't get to Cat 3, look at my singles. Look at my singles one. I almost got to Cat 4 in my singles.
That must have been a right old fluke, because, well, if you did a best of 3 Strat, then you've failed, haven't you?
You must have used Wikipedia, haven't you?
The pressure of having someone else's face cam right next to me, okay?
What?
The peer pressure?
Oh, yeah, you felt pressured.
Yeah.
I wasn't pressured.
But
What do you think Orlando's gonna do?
Both times you said the wrong answer and Orlando said I agree. How's that pressure?
I told you, my leader type personality, like my way that I take charge of things doesn't mix well with my lack of knowledge about cyclones. You know, I know enough I know like the information's like give updates, participate in live streams. So I don't know jack anything about history though.
Tim has just put out his own idea for him and me on a Super Cyclone Challenge doubles. Well.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Doubles.
Well, maybe I should do a Super Cyclone Challenge doubles with someone, but I don't know who. But
I guess
whatever.
I'll do it. Oh wait, I don't have a camera.
But we need, but no one else knows how to host the game the way I do. You see, they'll need training.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
They'll need training.
Oh no.
I'll do it.
It's a training.
Strat would be the most obnoxious host possible, wouldn't he?
I will not be obnoxious, but I will be an honorable person that guides you guys through the game show and make sure to be a fair host that gives you the proper time, let you all think, provide assistance when you need it by giving you guys the lifelines, I'll follow the rules. If you fail really early on, I'll just cut the clip out,
Oh, come off it. No, we don't cheat on the game.
I'm kidding. I won't do that.
Doesn't sound like it.
I'm being
outrageous. Outrageous behavior from Strat, man.
God, why do I always get trashed? I'm actually a good member. I swear.
He does get treated like trash.
Yeah. Guys, come on. I really do my best to be a good participant for the project, which is why.
Yeah, I know something else that you do good at.
What?
Promoting your Flex Seal.
Oh.
You mean this?
I am triggered by the fact you didn't have any Flex Seal on your fridge.
I wonder how good.
On my fridge right now?
I wonder how good a host Marcel would be on the Super Cyclone Challenge.
I don't know.
Good evening. This is the Super Cyclone Challenge.
Yeah, let's do a rehearsal then.
And
it's
today
Spanish.
we have the two. And today we have two contenders as Strat
and
Strat and
Orlando.
Again?
Oh!
All right, you gotta ask us a question, Marcel. What's the first
man.
question?
Orlando isn't here.
That doesn't make it fair for Orlando.
Oh.
What is the first name the storm of the 2020 Atlantic?
2020. Oh,
That
okay.
hasn't happened
What
yet.
will be the first name storm of the 2020 hockey season? That is a valid question.
Okay. I didn't track cyclones in 2014.
Well, I know the answer at least.
Plus, you have to give me 4 options. What are the 4 options, Marcel?
I thought you tracked cyclones in 2013.
A Gemma.
Oh no! Don't go any further.
B Marcel.
Marcel?
B Marcel.
Yes.
He
C.
doesn't know the answer himself.
Don't
C.
forget,
Arthur.
you've got to include the right answer in there, Marcel, somewhere.
What did you say, Marcel?
Arthur.
Arthur?
Orty.
Arthur.
Orty. Marty.
It's Arthur. It's Arthur.
Even Strat knows
Obviously
that.
Arthur.
Final answer, Arthur.
It's the correct answer.
Hey!
Yeah!
10 miles an hour for Strat. Yeah.
Even Strat knows it.
Look, everyone in the chat's gonna be
1 mile per
clapping for me. They're gonna love it.
Oh man, we're down to this standard.
Our views have gone down now because of Strat here.
Well, Marcel might have a hope.
Oh man.
All right, what else should we talk about then?
Something besides Strat.
I don't know, but once we decide to end the show, we're ending for good, folks. We're ending it for good.
Yep.
So, I guess a good question to start off would be, from you guys in the room right now that are in the call here, actually, what would be your highlight from this entire week, this entire Hurricane Force 13 week? What would be your highlight, of the entire thing?
The highlight for me, the team hypo.
Strat.
Not the memes as much as being able to see how much the community has grown and progressed over the past over 2 years I've been here now. Even in my hiatus, I still watch like all the videos and stuff. But seeing how the channel's grown and gotten bigger by the day, except for November 29th when we lost 8 subs, seeing how much better things have gotten, being able to be a part of it, and just
I'm sure they left because of you, Strat.
Probably.
Never mind that.
But being able to spend this week to look back at the past and see everything that's really happened and interact with the community, despite all the jokes and stuff, really just makes me happy.
Yeah.
It does make me happy.
And I don't know
What do you
what
say,
my
Marcel?
answer would be.
David, what's your favorite moment of this week?
It's certainly not the floppy disk, but honestly, I haven't had time to have a look at.
That's natural. I mean, we've done over.
To-
I think we've done must have been over 10 hours of running time this week.
That's a well, it's been an outstanding success, but unfortunately, whilst I've been here and I've been live streaming onto the Facebook page, but unfortunately, technical issue prevented it last night, and I haven't done it tonight. But my priority is the tropical scene, but it has been entertaining.
Now, whenever we decide to say that we're ending the show, I've got a little present for everyone. We will be showing a blooper reel. It contains new and undiscovered bloopers. So,
yes, stay tuned. viewers.
contained in that blooper reel later tonight is the first blooper ever from October 2011. So we're showing a few old ones, we're showing them chronologically, and you'll see a lot of the ones from 2018. To be honest with you, there aren't that many from this year. Gotta be honest with you, there aren't that many from this year.
True.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
They'll happen later in the year.
And then we'll be finishing
We'll
up,
have to work
and
on that.
shortly after the stream finishes tonight, maybe an hour or so, I don't know, we're going to be releasing, well, straight away actually, we're going to be releasing a music mix, nearly an hour long. Hopefully people like that. I personally don't think it's my best work ever. Some
Well,
parts
that's the one I
you
fell
can
out of my
give
chair
or
to,
take.
so.
But
Well, let's run a poll on the
but I'm sure
channel.
I'm sure some will find at least one or two good parts that they really like in it. So maybe something for everyone in that. And all bloopers that have ever been on Force 13 from 2011 to 2018 is going to be released at some point overnight. So really look forward to that as well. So I don't know when we're going to press that button, but when we do, you'll see the blooper reel.
Shiny red button.
Yeah.
Does include 2018 narration errors.
Yes, there's a few. Yes, there's a few. Including one that will get everyone laughing, I think.
Lee's put a lot of money on this right now. He's put 30 pounds.
Blimey, I hope he's sure about that. Although Strat, he has to pay less postage than you. He's got a big advantage. Alright, I don't know if anyone else wants to say anything here, because we're sort of coasting.
I don't have anything to say.
Well, you did
So-
there, so.
Is it time to say goodbye?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
So-
Marcel has dictated that it's time for us to say goodbye.
I
Finally.
think it is.
Everyone will be so glad to see the back of us.
It's been a great week, everybody.
Yep.
Been a great weekend. 7 full days of Force 13 week. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yep.
Also, I'm waiting for that next bidly so I can outbid you again.
Oh boy. Well,
boy.
Strat's going to be busy with that, I suppose. Yeah, so that was us this week, Force 13 week. Our next big feature we have planned is Cyclone Education Week coming back in
everything.
May.
Yeah.
In May
going
2019, we are planning to do a Cyclone Education Week on Force 13 because it's been 5 years since the last one, so I really think we should do that and educate, especially after the recent storms that we've had. A lot has changed since 2014. So, are we forgetting one thing? People want us to ban Strat.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
No, guys, come on, let's not do
Yes.
this
They want us
again,
to ban
guys.
Strat
Please.
now.
No, guys, come on.
yes.
Let's do this again.
Please.
No,
Yes.
no, guys,
Yes.
come on.
Oh,
we
and
don't
make
gotta
them
do this
ban
again.
from the server
Not
as
again,
well.
not
So
again.
let's just see here.
Man up from the call.
So that thing
Ban
that
him
came
from the
in there,
server.
Strat must go right. 61% says yes, 7% yesterday, 32% straight to Hades, no speed bumps, no detours.
Guys, come on. Let's just not.
Straight, I thought you could control the campaign.
Force
mate.
13 US says he
I
deserves
can't when the
pain.
only options are yes and yes and yes.
What was
That's
that?
Marcel
Guys, guys.
sneezing.
You want pain? You want
That was
pain?
Marcel.
Okay.
Right, I tell you
What?
what,
Huh?
we could mute Strat for the rest of the stream.
Oh, yes.
We have now, I think we muted Strat for the rest of the stream.
No.
Have we? Is it working? Yes.
No,
No, I
it's
can
not
still
working.
hear Strat.
Oh, it's only working for me. Damn it, that's one of these things. Well, for all the viewers, Strat is muted. So, we have the privilege of not being able to hear Strat for the rest of this stream. I'm sorry,
Oh,
guys.
but you
That's
have
the
to
best I can do pending a Force 13 board review. Strat's going to go ape. Let's take you to the bloopers. Thanks very much for a great week on Force 13 week.
Strat's ripping his hair off.
Oh,
He's ripping
blimey.
his hair off.
We'll
And
see you again
that's
soon.
multiple times.
Have a great night
Goodbye, everyone.
and hope you enjoy this
Bye.
mess.
It's nice.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Good night.
Bye, viewers.
Scripts here about tropical cyclones and stuff. I honestly don't know. The two largest oceans of the tens of millions of people live on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. The central a tropical storm can form above waters of 26 degrees Celsius, but many do not form until they pass the intensity to possibly a Category 4 storm on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale as it leaves American Samoa and Samoa. Oh, what the So here's the current situation then in the Eastern Pacific to invests. First of all, Invest 94E now with an 80% chance of development in the next 2 days. That seems fairly likely at the moment, currently at 12 degrees north. No, it isn't actually, is it? We didn't update that. So here's the situation in the Eastern Pacific then. First of all, Invest 94 now with an 80% chance. Oh, great. So let's take a look at the situation in the Eastern Pacific then. Invest 94E with an 80%. But, oh, did it again? The CMC model then takes the storm towards the northeast, just offshore China actually, not making that second landfall, right near Shanghai, where it moves towards the northeast and then sorry, oh for sake. Update 10 on Typhoon Hagupit, which is now a Category 3 storm with winds of 125 miles per hour and a pressure of 941 millibars. Its position is 12.2 degrees north. It's not, is it? It's changed. What you're looking at right now is the latest webcam footage from what you're looking at right now is the latest feed from a webcam just off the northern tip of Panay in the Philippines, just south of Romblon, which is where the storm's expected to pass through in a few hours. What you're looking at right now is the latest feed from a webcam just off the island of Panay, where the storm's expected to pass just north of sorry, what am I?
Latest on Cyclone Bagito, which is currently with winds of 90 miles per hour, 150 kilometers per hour, and a pressure of 969 millibars as of 4 a.m. Mauritius time, January 17th. It is at 18.4 degrees south, 60.5 degrees east, and signal 3. Sorry, not signal 3. We are no longer in the Philippines. We are in Mauritius. And then we'll probably digest the new information. Stay tuned. Just so you know, when I go off the air, I have to keep Discord on mute. Oh, he's not even listening to me. He's deafened. You're watching Force 13's live streaming service. Okay, that's the sped up version. I accidentally pressed the sped up version of the music, which sounded awfully strange to everyone involved. This is Force 13 Live. My name's Nathan Foy. I'm here still somewhere. We're now just about into April 16th here at Force 13 HQ. We'll change that in due course. And we're going to be talking about Atlantic hurricane season. I'm just fishing around for the right pictures to show on the screen, which can take a while. And whether Marcel wants to do anything in the meantime.
Elevator music.
Elevator music, and it appears that it is here.
I am playing Explain.
Lovely. The 2018 Atlantic hurricane season prediction is shown here. 12 tropical storms, according to Force 13's predictions, 6 hurricanes and 2 major hurricanes. We're now joined by Marcel.
Hello.
Good
Hello,
evening.
guys. Good
Marcel
evening.
joins us from Colombia, and what's your opinion or remarks about the latest tornado severe weather situation?
I'm going to see. I only say that people of Virginia and Ohio need to be safe, and also need to be safe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the same
Guys,
tornado
I
that's been
am
on it for an hour.
Guys, I am leaving the stream.
Good night, Marcel.
Good night.
That was abrupt.
Well,
yeah.
Marcel's fed up with us, and we're fed up with us as well, because we are finishing the show now, I'm afraid. Looking at the Force 13 HQ webcam.
Oh yeah,
Craig,
the clouds are coming in.
your thoughts?
clouds, and it's a good thing that the NHC hasn't seen them, because it would probably be named Colin.
Oh, you had to.
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
I had to, I couldn't help
Yeah,
myself.
I know.
Well, looking at the tower in the
Hold
background.
on a minute, hold on a minute. No, I can't let you go on like that. I'd just like to say, if there's anyone from the National Hurricane Centre watching, we do apologise on behalf of Craig, because he does have a huge vendetta against you. Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah, a
We've not seen much of
lot
it.
of cars, and a potato quality.
Can you say?
Yeah,
Yes.
from the,
Quite hard
yeah,
not to. Well, it fills up the whole screen, Craig.
I knew someone was going to say that. I knew they were going to say that.
What we're looking at, though, is the question, Michael.
It's the clouds.
Oh, whoop-de-doo.
No, these look sinister.
No, they don't. They're just clouds.
No, the thunderstorm is that direction.
What do you want us to do about it?
That's, yeah. It is still, and it is expanding as well. The closest lightning strike to Michael's house right now. Calm yourself, Craig. is in Hambledon.
How is the quality?
Potato. I'll put it that way.
Best I can do, to be honest, because the Sky aren't the best internet providers.
Okay, well, if anyone from Sky is watching, we've also upset them. Now, moving on.
Oh, there was a flash then.
Was it not your cat?
There was just a flash.
Oh, for the love
Was it not Flash the cat, Michael? What the wind field looks like right now, it's a stage 2 on the CDPS scale. Potential for significant damages and significant rainfall as well, if that's not already occurred over the islands. A wind and wait. That can't go out. A wind and rain warning.
Force 13 will continue to provide information.
You're stealing all my thunder, David.
Well, if anybody would like to be part of Force 13, you can check out our various media platforms.
Well, I don't have to say anything now, do I? This was Force 13 Live. We'll be back again at another scheduled appointment at some point in the near future. In the meantime, stay up to date on the website, on the YouTube channel. Why are you laughing? Subscribe if you haven't already. And,
Well, it's been good to hear and appreciate you broadcasting.
Thank you.
This is probably something that you guys are going to be able to answer. Someone's asking if Mancut is getting near the level of Super Typhoon I can't speak.
Haiyan. Yolanda.
Yes.
The Philippine name for Haiyan.
Oh, yeah. Typhoon Haiyan Yolanda.
Oh, God. Please don't say that.
Some distance away.
No. This storm is absolutely nowhere near the intensity of Haiyan.
It was split in half with a third piece trying to disconnect itself.
Just trying to think about small category 5s. Andrew is small. I don't know if it was a small.
Here it is.
What on earth was that?
What was that?
It's
It
still
sounds
there.
like a cat.
I don't know if there is a cat around.
Oh,
we've got a problem. We've got a squeaky voice in the chat, and Devon is going to be very angry because the settings have gone amok on his audio, and now he sounds like a chipmunk.
Oh, yes.
There's the
Chipmunk,
flag.
That's good.
There's the flag.
That is good. Actually,
There's the
chat,
flag.
It's actually
it
raging
is
in the chat, I think.
slightly
Yeah, poor
being
Devon.
whipped apart. Look at the top half.
We wanted to hear from him, but unfortunately he sounds, well,
I feel like the flag is
unintelligible.
3 distinct parts right now.
Wow, look at that.
Devin, if you can hear this, if you type in the chat for us, we'll try to relay your messages.
That's about the worst I've seen it.
Close to hurricane sustained winds are on the coast as we speak, really. You might actually they're probably just about ashore from the Outer Banks, a little bit further from mainland North Carolina. But, the wind field has definitely expanded.
Devon's microphone is still malfunctioning terribly.
Blooper wheel.
It's a bad time for that. Well,
He's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
frustrated.
I don't know what to make of Devon's
And we
mic.
see a lot of
It's the kind of thing we end up dealing with during one of these situations, but we'll try and get that back. Someone needs to get Devon. Someone needs to get Devon into another room, because he'll just keep trying and it still won't work.
Okay, let's see if we got any more questions in the chat. If you have any questions, start your message with Force 13, so I'm constantly looking at the chat. I see everything, which
It's
means...
not good. It's not good right
I
about now.
see all the questions and good messages, but that means I also see all the bad messages, and make sure you behave.
Oh, please.
Martin says, is it a I think we missed it. I'm
Oh,
looking at the
well, that's not
back
helpful.
angle.
Yeah, we're
No,
looking at
it's
the
not,
back angle as well. How did you miss it?
Well,
There's a view from the
it
International
wasn't
Space
in the
Station.
right position,
I think
was
it's
it?
still looking over the Chinese continent there. East Asia.
You're
So,
looking
well,
at the other one. You're looking at
Well,
what
that's the
I'm
one. That's the one I had prepared. Anyway, we'll go back to the latest on Florence. Latest on Hurricane Rosa, which remains a Category 2 on the Saffir-Simpson scale at this time, with winds of 105 miles per hour and a pressure of 968 millibars as of 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, September 29th. The storm was located at 21.6 degrees north, 118.9 degrees west. And I got that wrong. Latest on Cyclone Luban, which is continuing to draw nearer to the Arabian Peninsula now with winds of 70 miles per hour, just shy of hurricane, what's the word? Hurricane equivalent. We're just now a few hours away until Matthew. A stage 3 on the CDPS could still cause significant damage. Even though the winds are down, tropical storm force winds could still be felt on the southern coast of Oman, with rainfall could possibly reach. Oh, no. So we've reached the end of Force 13 week. I've had an amazing week. I hope you have as well. Probably one of the best weeks that we've ever had. Well, for now, I bid you farewell. Goodbye, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you for the memory.